Hey guys, James here with Waterford Business Solutions, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about projects or job costing within QuickBooks Online. Now, projects is a fairly new feature, at least to the general public, in QuickBooks. It's been around for about 2 years now in different stages, and it was an optional thing at first, and then they actually brought it out to everyone, and they've made changes to it, made it better, stuff like that, and really its full functionality wasn't really recognized until the beginning of this year. Now, it's a great feature, and I really enjoy it, but a lot of people, it gets complicated. And with that being said, this isn't going to be something short, something quick, something easy. This is going to be something that it's going to break down into probably several different videos. I already know it's going to be several different videos. And in this video, we're really only going to talk about what are projects, how do we use them, when do we use them, and how to create them. So in the future, I'm going to do adding expenses, adding payroll costs, everything like that over time. But that's what this video is going to focus on. The other thing to keep in mind is I do work specifically with home service professionals. So your HVAC guys, your electricians, your plumbers, your landscapers, stuff like that. And so I'm going to focus this specifically on them. Now, I'm not saying if you're in another industry that this isn't going to work for you or this isn't going to give you information, but it's going to be focused specifically on helping those industries. So if this doesn't apply to you, there may be another video out there, but if you are a home service professional, this is probably going to be a really informative video. So I'm going to start with what projects are, what job costing is, and when to use it. And more than anything, when to use it. For my clients, I really don't recommend using job costing or using projects for every single job. These are going to be for your larger jobs. And larger jobs, it really depends on who you are, what you are, whether that makes sense for you type thing. But by larger jobs, I'm talking about maybe multi-day jobs or day-long jobs, depending on your industry, and jobs that it's not a $100, $200 job, it's a multi-thousand-dollar job. Something that there's going to be a lot of time, a lot of expenses, a lot of stuff in it. Coming in and out. So for example, for an HVAC guy, going out and replacing the Freon or replacing a fuse or a capacitor or something like that, that's not going to be something that we're going to really want to use projects for, because that's just a service item. And you're going to have a lot of those, and it's going to be so mundane, so monotonous to track all of that. This is going to be more for going and replacing an entire unit or reducting a house or building a house. For a plumber, this is going to be maybe a bathroom remodel or a house plumb or something like that. For a landscaper, it's going to be redoing a bunch of different, like an entire landscape, redoing the grass, redoing the trees, redoing the bushes, all of that. It's not going to be just going out and unclogging a drain or mowing the yard or something like that. We really want to do the bigger stuff due to the time that's going to be involved with doing this. Now, there are a lot of programs out there that do job costing, that do projects, that do stuff like that. What I like about QuickBooks is their program is built into an accounting system. And so when we do project costing or job costing within QuickBooks, we're using actual numbers, actual expenses, actual job hours worked, stuff like everything there. And I know I'm saying stuff like that a lot. I'm sorry, I'm going to try to do better. But we're getting the actual numbers. A lot of these programs that are out there, they ask you to put in overhead hours or estimates or stuff like that. Wow, I keep saying it. Overhead hours, estimates, round costs, things that are very generic. And when they do job costing, it's generic job costing. It's not actual job costing. QuickBooks' job costing is actual job costing. This is taking, when you go and you buy a new unit for that house, that unit goes to this job. When you go and buy new ducting for that house, that ducting goes to this job. So we can take any and all expenses specifically for this job and apply it to it. And depending on how complicated you want to get, we can apply exact hours, exact pay rates exact for every employee that works on it. We can apply exact cost for materials if we're tracking your inventory and everything there. So we can get really, really detailed with projects. And there's multiple ways we can do this. I'm going to show you as we get more complicated here. But again, today we're just talking about when to use it, what it's for, and how to set it up. So I've kind of gone over when to use it. I've gone over kind of what it's for, and in my opinion, why it's better than most job costing systems out there. So now I'm going to talk about setting it up. Now, our project in QuickBooks Online is going to be basically like a sub-customer. In the past, there was a common method of doing job costing in QuickBooks where you would go ahead and create a sub-customer under a customer to track this specific project. The issue with doing that is there was no way to ever make them disappear. They stayed there forever and they really kind of cluttered up the system. The goal of projects was to allow you to do basically the exact same thing, but once you were done, we were able to go ahead and close it out, be done with it, and then it doesn't show up anymore. So that's why projects was created, was to take over that function. And with projects, what we're going to do here is every piece of income, every invoice, every sales receipt, anything we do to show income for that project goes towards it. But any expense that we do at the same time, material purchase, checks written, bills that come in, also go to that project. So setting up a project is fairly simple. The first thing we want to do is make sure that the customer is set up. Again, since we are creating a project's basically a sub-customer of a parent or of a bigger customer. So if it is a new customer, you need to make sure you set that up first. And you can do that through the sales and customers and new customers, but you can also come here to new project and set that up here in the new project. But when we do new project, the first thing it wants to know is what our project name is. So a project name is going to be something that is going to be memorable, simple, usable, that you know is that project. So we're going to say that this is I'm going to say that it's a bathroom remodel. So this is going to be Griner bathroom remodel. And so Griner is the customer, and bathroom remodel tells us what it's for. Now, obviously, the more projects you have going on, the better way you have to identify it. Some people have project codes, some people have specific names. It really depends on your company as to what you want to do there. I like project codes because that lets you, if you're a larger company, have one thing that everyone uses, and so when a purchase order is done, that project code is used. When a bill is done, that project code is used. When they go to buy supplies, they put that on the PO number on the receipt so that we know which project it goes to. It's just an easy way to carry that project throughout the entire company, from the guys doing the job to the guys buying the materials to the girl scheduling the job to the person putting in everything to QuickBooks to the person that's making sure the project is costed out, to the accountant, to the owner, everything. It's just a good way to keep it simple. But if you're a smaller company, you don't really need that. So we're going to do just the Griner bathroom remodel, and then we're going to choose our customer. So technically, James Griner is our customer, but I do want to show you how to add a new customer just in case. For those of you that are used to using QuickBooks, you're going to be very used to seeing this. When you click Add a New Customer, you'll see the name, and you can put in the name and just that. Now, with my contractors, I do really recommend going out here and getting more specific here. With company, if it's a company, like you're doing this for a builder, first name, last name, display name, email, put in as much information as you can. Because the more information you put in here, the better off you're going to be for keeping track of this customer, contacting them again, because it's just a way to store all of their information in one place. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this up with James Griner because it's already in here, and then we want to put any notes here that you want to remember. So those notes can be something simple as to what you're doing for the project, or who's working on the project, or stuff like that. Now, I do recommend for my contractors that we use QuickBooks as a catch-all system, but we use larger systems that allow us to do more things than what QuickBooks does for actually scheduling and everything like that. So you may not have everyone in this system. It really depends on the business. But any notes you feel are important, at least for the back office people who are doing the bills and everything like that, or if you are going to have everyone in QuickBooks for everybody, you can go ahead and put in here. Once you save that, it's going to go ahead and put the project here on your project area so that you'll see it right there. But it's also going to create the project. If we come to customers, we're going to go ahead, and it does take some time sometimes, but we're going to be able to come in here and see the Griner bathroom remodel here and any and all projects kind of associated with it. So that's creating a project. Now, in a future video, I am going to go over adding expenses, adding information, stuff like that. But this is going to be just creating the project. So stay tuned for future videos, and we'll keep going through this.